welcome to The Stairwell. This is a game called SCP-087, and it is based on the report of SCP-087, known as The Stairwell. For those of you who don't know, SCP stands for Secure, Contain, and Protect. And it is an organization that finds these sort of abnormal things in the world, documents them, and tries to sort of make the world safe from them should they be a threat. So they secure them, and then they contain them, and they protect the world from them. It's a very, sort of not creative name. But it works. SCP-087 is called the Stairwell. And it is literally this structure. It is not known how this structure came to be. It seems to be not feasible to be this size. It sort of breaks all rules of the physical world to be as large as it is. There is also SCP-087-1. And that is what we are going to end up encountering here. I'm not going to give too much of a description. Suffice to say that it is a face, and it does have human-like features, but is definitely not human. There's a link in the description to the SCP wiki page on 087, and there are 4 exploration reports, the 4th of which has been expunged. The first 3 describe various subjects descending the stairs, much like I am doing now, all of them encountering SCP-087-1. In the description of SCP-087, there's also, this game makes me a little nervous. I will admit that it kind of gives me chills. The description of SCP-087 describes the sound of a crying child, either, a young boy or a girl, just wailing and yelling, help, please, and then down here, just sort of repeating those 3 things. And it's always described to be about 200 meters below the person walking. However, it never seems to get any closer. That is unless there is an encounter with SCP-087-1, which in the game is random, by the way. I'm on floor 13 right now. Good, lucky number. I've played this before where I went down 32 stairs, or flights of stairs, and encountered 087-1, and I played a game where I went down 100 flights of stairs and encountered 087-1. So I have no idea how long this video is going to be. But like I said, upon encountering SCP-087-1, the crying noises did become louder. Now, they're not really present in this game, at least not as far as I'm aware. And I'm wearing headphones, so I should be able to hear them if they are. Oh, Jesus, fuck! Did anyone see that? Just like shadowy, looks like fucking tendrils that just appeared. Oh, God. The game does that every once in a while. And knowing the ending, by the way, does not make this any less scary. I will actually say it makes it much, much scarier. The first time I played this, I was like, this is kind of dumb. I know it's going to be a stupid scare. And then the ending happened, and I was like, okay, no. And the second time I played it, I was just as freaked out as I am now. But kind of any encounter with 087-1 ends differently. There's really no set thing that happens. The first describes somebody who goes down and they encounter them and run for their lives, back up, exit the door, which is electronically locked, by the way. But they run for the door and then they just pass out from fatigue. The second person entered a catatonic state, and according to the report, we still don't know whether or not they've recovered. The third person actually encountered 087-1 behind them. They got tired of doing this. They said they're not making any progress, as I checked behind me, and said, you know what, I'm just going back up. And when they turned to go, it was about 30 centimeters behind them. And they ran down about 150 flights of stairs. And you can read all the reports, they're transcripts, and actually really very interesting to read. And they ran down, and it seemed that every time the face of 087-1 was shown, it was looking at the camera rather than at the person walking. So it's definitely aware that it's being watched. And that when people come down here with a camera, they are, you know, on the horn with a scientist trying to figure out what the hell it is. The sound starts to sort of, in this game, sort of close in on you. And I'm aware that it's dark. SCP-087, the staircase itself, this sort of structure, doesn't really allow a lot of light. Anything over 75 watts has proven to be sort of useless, as SCP-087 will just absorb that excess light and only allows you to kind of see a stairwell worth of space below you. The description has it as a stairwell and a half. This game kind of shortened it a little bit to even like a little bit under a stairwell. I should not have worn headphones. I've never played this game while wearing headphones, and these are really good noise-canceling headphones, so I can't hear anything else around me except for this game. What floor am I on? I don't even know. I'm shaking in my boots here. Floor 31. So this is around where I ended the first time. But not even close to where I ended the second time, and I have no idea where I'm gonna end up. SCP as a concept is actually really, really cool. For those who don't know, I mean, it's nightmare fuel. A lot of it. I think there's currently 1,999 separate reports, separate cases, and they're all kind of on the wiki displayed as reports, and some things are redacted, some things are blacked out, and you don't know what they are, which is a really interesting way to kind of display SCP. Some of them are kind of dumb, I'll be honest. Some of them are really awesome. Some of them are really, really cool. One of my favorites is SCP-096, known as the Shy Guy. And basically it's this small, malnourished-looking humanoid sort of creature, and nobody's allowed to look at it. No camera feed, no pictures can be taken, nothing of the sort. The only way they know it's in the cell is through pressure pads and laser sensors. And should anybody look at it, it will immediately just start screaming and crying, and about a minute or two later, it will run at whatever was looking at it, and nothing seems to be able to stop it. Not a damn thing can stop it. And it doesn't matter if it was a direct view or through a camera or even through a photograph. It seems to just instinctively know where whoever was looking at it is, and that person is known as SCP-096-1, and 096-1 is not the same person. You know, it's just whoever was looking at it at the time. And it's reported that 100% of people that look at it are killed. And then I don't know, because the report says its victims are killed and blank. So I don't really know what happens to it, to the victim. But it is a really sort of interesting concept of something that just always knows where you are. There's another one there's actually another game called SCP Containment Breach, based off of SCP-173, called The Sculpture, which, if you've ever seen Doctor Who or know about the Weeping Angels, it's very much the same concept, where if something is looking at it, then it can't move. So whenever people go in there, it has to be a minimum of 3 people, and they have to kind of communicate when they're blinking. Or else, the thing will be able to move and either snap the victim's neck or strangle them to death. But either way, when it moves, it kills. And the concept of the game is that you are one of the 3 people that go in, and suddenly the lights flicker due to actually SCP-079, which is an artificial intelligence who wants out of SCP, who's aware that it's there, it's sentient, and it wants out, so it kind of devises this plan to release the sculpture, SCP-173. And your 2 counterparts are killed, and then SCP-173 is then nowhere to be found. So the game kind of consists of you going through and trying to find where it's gone, and trying to sort of survive, basically, because SCP-173 shows up a lot and tries to kill you, and you see it over video feed. So if you're looking at it over video feed, much like 196, the Shy Guy, it will realize that you're looking at it, and will therefore be still unable to move. I don't know. I think photographs are moot at that point. I think it will still be able to move even if looking at a photograph, but I'm not sure. The game actually features a blink meter, though, because you'd have to blink eventually, or else the game would have no challenge. And you can use it to blink at a calculated time, or even hold your eyes closed, which is good because you actually encounter in the game. Holy fuck! God damn it. It's like fucking shadows and shit. In the game, you end up encountering SCP-096, the Shy Guy. So you have to 55. Shriggity shrush 55. So you actually have to hold your eyes closed as you're passing by that sort of area, or else, the Shy Guy will kill you, and you will become the new SCP-096-1. A couple other cool ones that I think are actually featured in that game. I'm pretty sure SCP-106, known as the Old Man, is featured, and SCP-106 is just an old man in slowly, advanced decay, but is sort of always shown in that form. And it can scale vertical walls and can hang upside down indefinitely. And it's just this creepy old man. The picture they actually display on the wiki page is really, really creepy. And it kind of wants to just eat people. It can phase through walls. They have no real feasible way to contain it. And when it takes people, it takes them to sort of a different realm, and will sort of destroy them, and I suppose eat them or something like that there. And it tends to prefer humans between the ages of 10 and 25. Wow, 62. I didn't know. I really had no idea how far I was going to make it in this. Suffice to say, I don't like it. If you're not wearing headphones, go ahead and throw them on, and you can kind of hear this sort of crushing audio that I'm getting right now, because it's horrible. And I really don't like it. But yeah, that's just kind of a general taste of the SCP concept itself. And it's really cool. I mean, there's like, it's like Wikipedia itself. You just kind of keep clicking through, and finding different articles and finding names that look cool and reading about them. And some of them are really cool, and some of them are kind of like, it's sort of dumb. But, you know, when you have 1,999, they can't all be winners. But most of the early ones are pretty stellar. You know, another one I think that's featured in SCP Containment Breach is 682, known as the hard-to-kill reptile. So it's the whole concept is just a reptile that kills people, and it's almost impossible to destroy, which is to say they've dumped acid on it, and it's just kind of like, oh, why? That's annoying. I mean, it has to recover, but it is certainly not killed even after that. So, you know, they're some more interesting than others, but absolutely a great sort of website to get lost on, and just sort of continue reading about all these, some of them very creative creatures or even locations, like this one, or just even instances. I'm shaking like hardcore. Oh, God! Damn it! I don't know if you guys see that, but it's just shadows of what looks like long, spindly fingers, and that will make a lot more sense later when we actually encounter SCP-087-1, which I suppose I will go ahead and describe because we're getting close. I mean, we're at floor 75. I have to be close. It's just this white face, but it's got no pupils and no nostrils and no mouth, and it just kind of floats in front of you, or in the case of the third descent exploration sort of thing on the wiki, there it is. Holy fuck. So there it is. Well, all ashore that's going ashore. And then the game crashes.